All right, we are going to be creating a Ventoy image to be able to use in junction with your PiKVM. Sudo app-y update -y install SSH. SSH doesn't come standard with a fresh install of Ubuntu. And then this is going to be going directly off the documentation. I just hadn't seen a video actually doing this, so figured I'd go ahead and make one. We're going to copy that. We're not going to paste it yet. We're going to make our working directory, Ventoy, cd into Ventoy. Now we're going to do the dd command, which is actually going to create our dummy image. I'm going to make two changes, 1024 for the byte size, and we're going to do that for a count of 10. That's going to make a 10 gigabyte size. I have already downloaded the images that I want to use. So I'm just going to put on Tails on there, an old Ubuntu desktop, and our Windows 10 image. So once this finishes, I will make a note. Whatever sized SD card you have for your PiKVM, make sure that this image is not larger than your available free space. So if we do an LLH, 10 gigs, this is the size that it's going to be. Even if I was only putting this one image on there, that's like 4 gigs, this image is still going to take up 10 gigabytes on your PiKVM. So we created the image. We are now going to grab the Ventoy software, wget. We are going to unzip it, and then we are going to mount, so that ventoy.image. So we do that, and then we're going to do a -l pipe grep ventoy, and this will give us the loop that is actually mounted to. We're now going to run the sudo sh in the Ventoy directory, Ventoy to disk, install to /dev /loop 13. Yes, yes. And in the notes here, you can see this will create the loop P1 and P2. After that is done, we can do that same command to search for Ventoy. Actually, lsblkf. We can see that loop 13, P1, P2. So, still following the documentation, let's go to cd/media. Like I said, fresh install. This has never mounted anything before, so I'm just going to do it here. mkdir ventoy sudo, oops, sudo bang bang. There's the Ventoy, sudo mount /dev /loop 13, and then P1. And then I'm just going to mount it here to the Ventoy. Forgot a slash. lsblk again, so we can see mounted to media Ventoy. And this is where we're going to copy, so let's do copy from our home directory, downloads. I'm going to copy everything into this Ventoy. Oh, needs sudo. So sudo bang bang is to run the previous command with sudo privileges instead of having to retype the entire thing. And then while that's transferring, we are going to, actually no, we're going to wait because we need to do these other steps real quick. So that's done. So I'm going to sudo unmount this Ventoy image. And I just like double checking, make sure it actually unmounted. Okay. And then we're going to do a sudo lo setup -d dev loop 1.3. Okay, so it's unmounted. Now we're going to go to our PiKVM. So SSH root at 10, 20, 30, 155. This is going to vary depending on your network. Yes. All right, so I'm now here. We're going to cd/var/lib/kvmd msd, and we're going to remount this directory with read-write capability, because by default, PiKVM is a read-only. Mount-o remount rw, and then period for this directory. And then I'm going to scp, and then give it the credentials of the Linux machine that I did this on. So Ubuntu 10, 20, 30, 20, 33. Give it the directory of /home/ubuntu/ventoy.image. And I'm going to copy that to here. Give it the credentials of, oops. My mistake, I was doing that to a different machine. So I'm going to open up another terminal, IPA 156. So I was doing it to the wrong machine. 1.156. There we go, now it's transferring. So this is going to take a minute just because you're transferring this to an eMMC, or I'm sorry, an SD flash card, not the fastest of writes. So we'll be right back. All right, finishing up. Let's go ahead and get logged in. 2030 155. Advanced, accept. Don't save. So one last thing that I usually like to do is I'm going to put this back into a read-only mode. Outside of that, we should be ready to go. Full screen. This is just a machine that I have extra, and the PiKVM is plugged into. So if we go up to our drive, we have the Ventoy image. I'm going to mount it. Oh, my mistake. We actually do have to make one more file. So from the documentation, touch a Ventoy complete. Now we can put back into read only. Now we can go back to here. Let's just reload, leave page. No device, select, and now it's just back to the image is too large for a CD. That's okay. We just switch over to flash. Connect drive to server. You can see it popped up in the OS, but we're not going to use it in the OS. Restart. And if you have this plugged into the actual headers, we could have done the actual PiKVM short or long or reset. Try to get this a little bit bigger. And then now we're looking for UEFI, PiKVM CD-ROM drive, enter. And here is the Ventoy software. And then instead of having to do that whole conversion of the Windows installation to a .bin and then transfer that over to Ventoy, number one, that conversion method makes this file much larger. And number two, it's easy enough to just recreate the Ventoy image and add whatever new images you want to it. So I'm just going to boot to the Windows 10, click any. There it goes. Just takes it a second. And here's our Windows installer. It goes all the way through, and just to show you that it does identify the drives as well. Because I know with if you try to use a Windows image without the conversion method or without the Ventoy method, it's missing drivers and it cannot see the drives. So here they are. All right. Good luck, guys.